It's your girl Jazzy K with Super Tight TV. We want to thank everyone that's been watching. Hey, if you do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, also press the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video.
You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shy. Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby, what it do? It's your big dog, Bobo Luciano. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in to Super Tight TV. We're back, up your back, going smack, smack, smack. Just like that. And it feel good to you, too, because it really feel good to me. Feel good to you, baby?
All the time.
I know it. Say, I got my sexy ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl Jazzy K.
She in the building looking good, looking all glorious and scrumptious to me tonight.
Thank you.
I have to touch on something.
You ain't looking so bad yourself.
Oh, man, I'm about to lay on something soft tonight.
Hold up.
Hey, now, say now. That's for the, it's not for y'all.
Yeah.
Well, anyway. I got a family member in here today. Y'all know how we do it. What's up to my fam? Everybody that's been tuning in to us. I want to appreciate y'all, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell for notifications. You know what I'm talking about? So you can get notified every time we drop a new video. But today, I got a tenacity, a propensity for bringing out legends. Huh? I like to bring legends to the table.
A tenacity.
Yeah, I'm that too. But it's really propensity is what I really want to say. Okay.
About to say.
That's the word police over here. She's a lot smarter than I am. I'm talking about. But today, I bring out one of my family members that is a huge, huge, huge influence on all producers in Dallas. Okay?
Huge.
I mean, huge. I mean, this man came through. I mean, first time I heard him, hit. Second time I heard him, hit. I said, damn, this nigga don't miss. Third time I heard him, hit. I said, damn, he just don't miss. And y'all may have heard the tagline. The tagline is real, real simple and straight to the point. You know what I'm talking about? It introduces him, tells you what it's about and what to expect. And when you heard that tagline, you knew you was in for some speaker moving.
Yeah.
You might be bobbing your head for show. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? You just in for some all-around good. I just never heard a whack beat. You know what I'm talking about? It's a Big E beat.
It's a Big E beat. Hey.
That's how we do it, baby.
Hey.
I represent my brothers at Breakfast Club.
Already.
Breakfast Brothers today.
Shout out Breakfast Brothers.
Shout out Breakfast Brothers. It's going down like excuse me, I can't say that.
Yeah, be quiet.
Yeah, better watch out. But say, man, hey, man, somebody get that phone for me right fast. It's ringing out. That's one of my guests coming in. Say, brother, how you doing?
Doing good, man. I can't complain. Even if I did, who want to listen?
That part. I say that all the time.
Man. They don't like complainers in the world, bro.
Nah, we ain't doing
I could complain, but
we like people who can come up with solutions.
There you go.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm a real optimistic kind of guy. I look at a cup and say, that's half full. I don't say it's half empty.
Right on.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's my job.
You know, yeah. I was shooting at her, but I want to make sure she caught it.
Hey.
You gotta be
caught.
Nah, but it's I need that in my life. She's the yin to my yang. You know what I'm talking about? She keep me like, well, baby, what if?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am not one of them guys to think it'll never happen to me.
No, you better not.
You better not. You know what I'm talking about?
You done lived long enough.
You kind of one of them guys.
Yeah, but I don't live.
You kind of one of them guys.
We used to be them kind of guys when we was in our 20s. Yeah, man, we used to live wild and free. You know what I'm talking about?
He still like that, Big E. Don't listen.
Well, say, I love my women. But before we get started, I'm going to make sure we, he did recognize that this was a Texas table.
Oh, yes, he did.
And Your hand is in the
Very
right place.
observant.
Right on.
I need you to go ahead and rub that star because we need the positive energy.
Make it happen, Kevin.
Not for the Cowboys because we don't know what they gonna do.
Yeah.
We don't know what
Wait, not
they
for the
are going to do.
Cowboys?
No, it ain't for the Cowboys. This is for Super Tight TV in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
There you go.
I don't
The
like-
D.
I don't know if I like this Fairweather fan and you doing lately.
I'm a fan. Excuse me. I'm a supporter of the Cowboys, but I'm a realist. Until they make some, I mean, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
This is a Big E show.
Until they bust a move.
Yeah, they gotta bust them. They gotta bust a couple of moves. You know what I'm talking about? Dak need more help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He is not an elite quarterback. And you need to build a team around him in order for him to be successful.
Well, everybody was ready to throw Tony Romo out the window.
I mean, he was the same thing. He wasn't
threw a
elite.
few good games.
He wasn't elite.
I'm just saying.
They had just built that team for Tony
just
Romo,
saying.
and Tony Romo went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a firm believer that Tony Romo would have won that Green Bay game.
Yeah. What the boys say, Earl Spence, man down.
Man down,
Man down.
man down.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he sure went down. Next man up. And that's what it was.
You know who said that first was Cat Williams.
Man down. You remember the movie?
Pimp down.
I'm a boy, damn it. I'm a boy.
I thought you said man down. He said pimp down. He said pimp down.
Yeah. Y'all crazy. So let's kick it to my beautiful wife because I like her to get this thing started. Like always, lady first.
All right. Well, Mr. Biggie, thank you for joining us. I know a lot of people may already know your history, but for those that don't, and for those that think they know and maybe they don't know,
They might be wrong about a couple things.
yeah, tell everybody where you're from. Born and raised.
You know, I was born in, you know what I'm saying, in the sunny state of California.
Okay. Where?
Pomona, California.
Pomona. I got a cousin over there.
Yeah, so, and then I came to Texas, came to Dallas in the 9th grade.
Okay.
What year was that? If you don't mind, people me and don't care. He got the salt and pepper going.
1985, man, in 9th grade.
Oh, really?
Checked into Justin F. Kimball High School.
Hey.
Here we go.
You feel me?
I knew I liked you, Biggie.
A Kimber Knight.
Yeah, you better believe it.
But you know what? I support the Kimber Knights
Indeed.
because they was in the clips.
There you go.
I have no hate in my body for the Kimber Knights.
Boy, stop.
It's the fact that we get the hate from the skyline. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody say they from Skyline, we get a little heat coming from this little area right over here. You know what I'm talking about? Little hatred.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's not about y'all tonight.
I know it's about Big E.
All right, Kimball High School. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
So, were you in the band when you was in high school? You didn't? You never was in band or anything?
Well, I'm in what was that? Elementary school.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I played the saxophone
Okay. So you got
under protest. You feel me?
your T. John that made you do it, huh?
Yeah, it was part of the curriculum. I mean, I wanted to play the drums, but they said they won't be banging the drums around the house. So I was
Yeah, can't be
I
around.
was pigeonholed into the I was made to play the saxophone, man. I did,
But let me ask you a question.
Part of the school, man.
I hate to cut you off, but let's back up a little bit. Because anytime someone lived that long of a life, 14, 15 years, you realize what was going on in Pomona. You remember those days. You wasn't too young to remember those days.
Yeah, my uncle's dead in the middle of it.
Talk to us about Pomona. Draw a picture about, how it was for you growing up in Pomona, California.
I mean, back then it was family. You know what I mean? My mother was raised in Pomona. So, my family, her side of the family was in Pomona.
Already.
So it was family, grandmothers, my grandmother, uncles, aunts, cousins.
Already.
So, you really not really just consistently aware of what's going on as far as, how other people look at it.
Yes.
Because all these folks are family.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But when you step back and look at it, it be, and as you grow,
That hindsight.
Yeah, that's what it was. So,
You absolutely right about that. Yeah. I was watching a movie just the other day. I can't even remember that. It was on Netflix. And I see, kids at the park in California, Los Angeles. They're playing basketball. It makes me think that I guess it is just regular people out there too. Everybody ain't gangbangers.
But even in that, you got to think though, right? Even when you're talking about, gang banging and whatever else goes on out there in the street.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, somebody from the outside looking in is looking like, okay, he's a this, he's a that, or
Yes.
she's a this, she's a that.
Oh yeah,
That's somebody's son.
yes,
That's somebody's sister, somebody's cousin, somebody's daddy, brother, et cetera, et cetera. So
yes.
it's family. Like, you could have a brother, anybody, you could have a brother or
Yes.
cousin that's a stone cold killer.
It's still your
But
family.
you're not looking at him like,
Yeah.
he's a stone cold killer.
Oh, yeah.
That's my brother.
Oh, yeah. I feel you.
That's
I
my,
feel you.
Oh, that's just
that's-
Uncle Jeffrey.
that kind of stuff, man.
Well, you have to
So,
realize how the rest of the world was introduced to California.
Yeah,
During that time, we had NWA.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was the start. Then we had the movie Colors.
Cool.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being like my man Trent Rose said, a young adolescent mind, immature mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We were blown away, about what was happening in that side of the country. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people was infatuated.
Yeah.
The whole country was infatuated,
Yeah.
because gang banging spread out throughout the country by people from California moving to different states.
Yeah. No
So
doubt.
that's why we looked at it. I'm in my opinion, why we looked at it that way, because how we were introduced. We didn't have the internet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
no doubt.
We thought California was all about sunshine and
Palm
and
trees.
movies.
Sunshine
You know what I'm talking about? Next thing you know, you hear about gang banging. They killing drive-bys, Uzis. You know what I'm saying? We Tech 9s, Mac 10s. We start hearing all that from around that era. You know what I mean? We didn't. We was unaware. You know what I'm saying? Until about 83, 84, 85.
Yeah, but it's like anything else. It's the same, the same game going all the time, right? Because Dallas, back then, when I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
hey man, it was, the game was going 100 miles an hour,
Very fast.
and there was, it was so, it's just like, it's just wherever you at, the game is played where you at.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so, there's really no difference. There's nuance. You know what I mean? Okay, like, the gang banging, the gang culture in LA, for instance, right? It didn't really exist like that down here. Even when the spread down here wasn't the same. It wasn't because it wasn't as entrenched, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, hell, man, shit. Last time I checked, and from what I recall about that period of time, yeah, man, there was brothers out here, dying in the street.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Young black men, you know what I'm saying, going to the penitentiary,
Same
serving,
thing.
you know what I'm saying, exuberant amounts of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Families being broken up,
Mm-hmm.
and
A lot of funerals. A lot of funerals.
a lot of displaced children. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? A lot of drug addiction.
Yes, it was.
You know,
Well, that was the crack era.
Yeah, the same thing was going on everywhere.
yeah.
So, I think, when we try to, what they say is not where you from, it's where you at.
Exactly.
part.
And the game
Exactly.
is played where you at, because, that's how I look at it, man. It's not a regional thing when we talking about the experiences of black folks in this country. It's a black thing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna go down into the history of that, but we all have the same basic pool of experiences, man.
Exactly. I feel you.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought that up is because I wanted to know what it was like for you leaving Pomona and then coming to Texas. Was Dallas where y'all touched down?
Yeah.
So how was that? How did that affect you?
Well, it was just a different dynamic. And it was a little different.
Slow off?
Well, because I wasn't, at that age, I wasn't really, privy to the street thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, all my cousins and my, extended family, were entrenched in that kind of, in the streets, right?
Exactly.
Gang banging and, all the other stuff that goes on out there. But, I wasn't, my parents, like my father, My father has a PhD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father has a PhD.
You weren't playing that.
Yeah, and, you know, my parents were revolutionaries. You know, my mother,
wow.
you know what I'm saying, was a teacher. You know what I mean? And so, but they, you know, my parents always believed in living in the black community.
Okay.
So they didn't never move out of the black community. They said, you know, they want to live around white folks.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we were in the community, but like, you know, from first grade through the 8th grade, you know, I went to private school, man.
Okay.
And you know, I'll tell you what was kind of the biggest, what tripped me out, right? when I checked into Kimball, right? I remember, I'm thinking, right, because, you know, my circumstances, like my family, right, my parents, both my parents were in the home, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I thought everybody's shit was like that. Oh, I don't know if we can cuss, my bad.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
feel me?
good. You good.
Yeah, so, you know, I thought everybody's stuff was like that. And so, you know, I thought everyone's, you know, when you're young, you think everybody experienced home
just like
experiences
yours.
just like yours. You know what I mean? And so that was something that I had to kind of, you know, saying get up to speed on. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, some of the other, you know, other things, but you know, I'm a fast learner, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You blended in real well.
Yeah.
Especially with the conversation we was talking about earlier before we cut the cameras on. You was entrenched with the music early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and a lot of other stuff.
So when? A lot of other stuff. Like what? No.
Yeah, you know, she gonna ask you now. You can't just throw some stuff out there.
Like what? No.
He said, nah.
So when did the music bug bite you?
Just to be real, I mean, I always was a fan. You know what I'm saying? Music. I remember, man, I remember when I first saw UGK, as a matter of fact. I'm going to tell you, it was at Wedding. Was it Wedding
You
Wild?
was at that concert?
Yeah, it was a Whitewater. Wedding Wild. Oh, I was Wedding Wild.
It was Wedding Wild.
Man, I remember that. Me and the Army was out there, man. They was doing that. Tell me, was it Tell Me Something
Tell
Good?
Me Something Good was out.
Tell Me Something Good.
Use Me Up.
Use Me Up, man.
Yes.
Hey, man, I remember rocking. I had never heard anything like that.
Man.
I had never heard anything like that. It was, you know, outside, man.
Let me ask you a question.
Man, that was like, man, about 90? When was that?
Let me 92. That was
Yeah,
92.
yeah,
Let me ask you a
yeah,
question because
yeah.
you one of the only people that I know that was at that concert.
Yeah, I was out there.
Was that one of the livest concerts that you ever seen in Dallas?
Man, it's still imprinted on my mind, man, in my memory, man. You know?
I mean, the floor, the crowd was in the wave pool.
Yeah.
On inner tubes.
Yeah.
Just flowing.
Man,
it was all
going.
the way live, bro.
Yeah.
I had never seen nothing like that in my life. And never seen anything like that since.
And the thing that I remember just struck me, right? It was Pimp C's voice.
Yes.
It was that high pitched country twang, man. I was like, I had never heard anything like that. And then you know, over that kind of, you know what I'm saying, those kind of samples and that kind of music. I just had never heard anything like that because, you know, that was in the Dre era.
It was.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
That was right after the Chronic.
Yeah, and so it was just a whole nother sound. But you know, I wasn't interested in making music then. I was just a fan of music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't have dreams or aspirations, man, to be a rapper or a music producer.
And
So
look
you
at
did
now.
rap?
Then,
You used to rap before?
I never rap.
Okay.
So did you
My
hear
brother
him?
rapped. That's how I got into the business.
So let's talk about this. No music theory.
Yeah. No music training.
Well, I mean, a little bit because when we go to school back then.
Not
So-
real. Man.
Nah, we
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I wasn't in. Yeah, but I knew how to read music and
Okay.
basic because I mean you had to learn that
Yes.
in school back then. I mean
Okay.
that was a part of the curriculum. So
Were you interested in it?
I mean not in particular.
In
Okay.
California.
So no music theory interest.
Yeah, no,
Let's just say that.
nah.
You had to be between 19 and 20 at that Wet n Wild concert.
Yeah, see 92. See 80. I was 20.
Yeah. My math good. You had to be about that. And you still didn't like music. And since then, you picked up music. And I seen pictures of you at the Grammys.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
The man had no interest in music. Didn't pick up music until later in life is what I'm saying. Yeah. And I've seen this man with pictures at the Grammys.
Yeah, you know.
So with God, anything is possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? All things are possible through God, through Christ, is what I tell people all the time. So back on this note, you say Pimp C had a voice.
Yeah, that's what I remember, man, to hear that voice.
He did. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say something on your interview that I said today to a brother. Shout out Supreme. In my opinion, Texas has 3 rappers that embodied Texas to the world. The first one was the DOC.
Yeah.
You agree? He was important.
Well, he's a legend. I mean, he's a legend
because of what he did, who he wrote for, and you think about.
So you're not just talking about the sound, because I always attach his sound with the West Coast, but he is a legend. Man.
Yeah, the writing he did.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yes, all that.
A legend. Yeah.
2, Scarface.
Come on, ain't no question.
Number 3, Pimp.
Pimp.
Ain't no question.
Those 3, they really embodied what Texas was about to the world. What are your thoughts on that? Is my list right?
Pimp C, most definitely.
Okay.
Scarface, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
And the only reason, like, and I don't even want to call it pushback, man, because I don't even want to even use that term when talking about the DOC, because the DOC is legendary.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? And there's a lot of the only thing I would say about that is, like I said, is his sound wasn't necessarily, I don't attach that to a Texas sound.
You don't think so? Because it was Texas sound?
But did we have a Texas sound?
But
that was our sound.
What I mean is, because I think, I know even though he cut his teeth here,
yes,
right, with the Feel Fresh crew and all of that.
I think he took our sound there.
He may have, but when I say, I would say to me, man, I would say that if you had to ask somebody in the SUC.
Yes. Oh, you want to ask somebody from
you have to, man, because
that got to be Kiki then. Well, tell me.
I say Fat Pat.
Well, you're Fat Pat.
Because and the reason why I say that is because it would either, put it like this, it would have to be, to me, and this is my opinion.
And think about what I said. I said the world.
Now say that,
Craig.
Now say it again.
In the world. You think about people listening.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you what Killer Mike told me one time.
Come on.
Right? So I'm rapping to Killer Mike. Man, he said, man, he was in, where was he at? Not Belgium. He was in the Netherlands, right? And he said he walked into a club in the Netherlands, right? It was some club over there, right?
Yep.
He said, man, all they were bumping was screw music.
I can believe that.
You know what I mean? And I know that man, I get contacted from folks all around the world, man. And they and I'm gonna be real, man. They either, and they're talking about DJ Screw.
Yep.
And they talking about UGK.
Yeah. I'm
just being real with you.
I know.
And matter of fact, me and Bun did a song for a dude over a guy in Japan. What's the brother's name? What's the dude's name? I can't remember. But he got a whole album. His whole rap style, his whole thing, and his whole crew is centered around screw Texas music. Man, this dude, because remember when Bun went over there on the Gumball a few years ago, right? So that's when, man, this dude, man, hit me and said, man, I'm gonna be in, it was somewhere with Bun, I think the last stop, wherever they stopped the last stop in Japan when they were in Japan, right? I mean, doing the gumball.
Yes.
When he did a show. Man, hey, man, this dude said, man, my life's dream, you know, he was set it on the Google Translate, right?
Yeah.
Is to meet Bun B. He said, man, if I could meet Bun B, I could drop dead tomorrow.
Wow.
This dude is in Japan, man. This dude had never been over here. And, hey, man, when he met, man, this dude met Bun, man. This dude, hey, man.
Act like
That made this dude's life. But it wasn't just, but, you know, and then, you know, man, hey, man, they folks love Bun them.
Bun is a
man.
legend, bro.
You get what I'm saying?
UGK is
yeah, legendary. And so what I would say, and they love screw music. Man, I'm talking about, man, they got the you know,
Screw
the
did
double
have
cups.
quite a movement. It was a movement.
The
Fat Pat, though? I love Fat Pat.
But, you know, it's hard to really pin one of them down because I would say DJ Screw just in general.
I can believe
because you know what I'm saying? And that sound that came out of that SUC.
Yes. That's why I say Kiki, because
man.
Kiki had more.
Yeah. Well, he had bigger songs.
Bigger songs and a longer run.
Yeah.
Because of his untimely
But but you know, a lot of those cats, man, that don't get really I'm not gonna say they don't get their props, but they were some of the lesser known cats.
Yes.
Like Big Mello.
My boy Curtis.
Hey man, you can't,
Man,
you know
that's
what I'm
my
saying,
guy.
man. They embodied that sound. And I'm not saying Kiki it doesn't,
Long
because
live
Kiki
Mello.
does, right?
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying, Fat Pat, Big Steve, all those cats, man. You know what I mean? And many other those get youngster.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Can't sleep on Pokey.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Pokey is one of the Pokey. Man, I ain't never heard Pokey drop a raggedy ball.
Ever.
I ain't never. You know, I ain't never heard Kiki drop a raggedy ball.
Never, ever.
And so, you know, I think that, well, I'll just say that screwed up. Instead of just trying to pinpoint one of them, screwed up quick.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
I say we can't talk about Texas unless we talk about you cannot talk about Texas if you're not talking about UGK, Scarface, and SUC.
I believe you. That's real.
That's my I would say, but DOC, I don't take anything away from DOC, man.
That's my
DOC
guy.
Is a legend, man.
That's
You know
my
what
guy.
I'm saying? And so, you know, I would say I couldn't narrow it down to 3. Let me say it like that.
Oh, that's a good way to say
That's
it.
good. That's a good way. That's a good answer.
That is hard.
So,
So
I know we're gonna jump, you know, past a couple things. Let's just go straight to my Dougie.
My Dougie?
My Dougie.
Yeah.
Where were you when you made that track?
I was in the studio. I had a studio in DeSoto at the time.
What pieces of equipment were you working with, sir? As far as
What that I made it on? Let's see.
we're gonna get deep.
yeah.
So the Dougie, I think, okay, the Worm, the doo, that came from the MS-2000.
Okay.
Korg MS-2000. Piano, I want to say piano came out of a Trinity. Came from the Trinity.
Oh, you bringing back old equipment.
The drums, the MPC 2000 XL.
Okay. Y'all heard that? A drum machine. Not keyboard drums, but a drum machine.
The Trinity Korg MS-2000, MS-2000R to be specific, and the MPC 2000 XL. It was recorded on and I had and you know, of course, recorded on Pro Tools.
I read it. So when you were there, was that beat made custom for them?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So what happened was so Rude Boy, it was Rude Boy ENT, right?
Shout out my boy Rude.
That was the label that Little Will was on, and it was
Shout out Will.
So what happened? How I met Rude Boy and Little Will was through Cottonmouth.
Okay.
So, and you know, I know Cottonmouth. You know, I produced Cottonmouth's. You know, the album King Kong Cotton.
Yes.
I produced the whole album except for one song.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I produced the whole album. Boys Turn Wide.
Was that the song that had Elbows Out the Window on?
I produced Elbows Out the
You
Window.
produced Elbows Out the
I
Window.
produced the whole album.
Oh, the whole album.
Except for one song. The only song I didn't produce was the song with Pimp C on.
Well, that wasn't on that That was Satisfied.
Yeah, said that's the only song.
That was
I
on
did.
a previous album that they just put on there.
Every other song I produced.
Wow.
Produced the whole album.
That is interesting.
Produced and
Because
mixed
let me tell you something.
Produced and mixed the whole album.
Elbows Out the Window.
Yeah, him and Young Pig.
Let me tell you something. So that was before my Dougie.
Yeah, that was
So
before.
yes, I heard of you then. I've already heard of you because Elbows Out the Window was arguably the second setup for Cottonmouth to go global.
Yeah.
I broke that song.
That's why he said my Dougie.
I broke that song on KNON 89.3, the Dirty South Block Party.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was playing. Oh yeah, asked him.
Yeah.
I was playing. Young P was working at Baylor Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was. Yeah, I played that song
Yeah,
religiously.
that's my partner.
I was in the video.
That's my partner. Well, I think I met you out there.
Yes.
I was there. That's where I met Rude Boy and Lil Will now.
That was
Out
the
there,
video.
at the club out there on Northwest Highway, right by
Oh,
3Gs.
yes, I forgot about that shoot. I'm talking about where everybody was in the South
Oh, in the South.
at that store.
Yeah, I wasn't at that part of the shoot. I was at the club. I made it to the club.
Yes,
He
yeah.
did the club.
He bought the whole city out.
Yeah.
And that was the first person I had ever seen do something like that. Money Waters did it with this the salad video. But that one there was the first.
I'm in the video.
Yeah, I know.
With the NPC.
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember.
Smoking a black and mild.
Yeah. Ooh, child, black and mild.
Yeah, so
yeah, man.
Yeah. No, so that's how I met. Yeah, so
But
that's my partner beatboxing on there. So that elbows out the window. That
yes.
that's my partner beatboxing, and then what I interpolated on that song, other than the everlasting bass. You hear the everlasting bass, but I'm gonna tell you what else is under there. You hear the other interpolation under there?
Well, let me think for a second.
Let me see how sharp your
I had to hear the beat.
hip hop sword is.
You know it's sharp. When I got to hear the beat in front of me and say, "Oh yeah, I hear it now."
Can you feel it?
The Fat Boys.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
That's what I interpolated on top of everlasting bass, and then added the beatbox.
You did the fool with that.
Yeah,
That was a classic song.
yeah.
That was a hit song that I was so upset that K104 and 97.9 didn't get behind.
Yeah,
Because that's all it needed was those legs.
yeah,
Because he had the visual, the lyrics, and the beat was there.
yeah.
The lyrics was there, bro.
Yeah.
Elbows out the window, riding,
Sliding, blowing window.
Man, that was a jam, bro.
Yeah,
We was in the sunny South.
yeah.
Film that, but that was, like I said, that was a classic song. I do remember it now that you say it, but I was not aware of that going into this interview. Yes, you bring it. I'm usually pretty sharp on that, you know what I'm saying? But
So did you just learn the producing from just playing around on equipment?
I'll tell
or?
you exactly how it happened, right?
Come
so
on.
My little brother was rapping, right? The way, he needed beats. So I knew this brother, Mouthpiece Drew.
yes,
You know his partner Q. That's
Possibly.
so Q was the one who came up with the mouthpiece thing, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Q, right? And so and him and Drew, came to work together a little later on. But early on, this is back in the late 90s, right?
yeah,
So, I knew Q and I was like, man, I need some beats for my brother. I knew he was, rapping.
yeah.
And he turned me on this brother named Spliff.
I know Spliff
Spliff,
And Denton.
huh?
out there in Denton now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I haven't talked to Spliff in a long time. Spliff is I would say Spliff was I would say musical genius, man. Let me just put it to
a
you
lot of
like
people
that.
say that.
Very talented dude. And I was so he turned me on to Spliff. I went over there and bought three or four tracks for my brother from Spliff.
Okay,
Handled the business, everything. And so Spliff said, hey, man, I like the way you handle the business, this and that, man, I need a manager. Shit, all right. You know what I mean? So I, got up to speed with that. He Spliff told me he needed a couple of pieces of equipment. I went out over to the Guitar Center, bought him an MPC and some other stuff. We was going down the road. The business, man, just didn't work out. between me and Spliff or whatever. So now I got this equipment, right? Brother still rapping. Go back there, start messing with it. Discover, man, I got the knack for it.
Wow.
Make a beat, make some beats. So we go to the studio. You know what I'm saying? We go to the studio, and back then that studio at the time costing, 150 hours. You got to book 10 hours. All that. We go to the studio. We went to Dallas Sound Lab out there in Irving. You remember that?
Yes.
And so
that's where
we spent $1,500 on 10 hours. Didn't get one song done. So I said, man, I got to get my own studio so we can really get this thing. So we can get this thing together. You know what I mean? Got the studio and just discovered I had the knack for it and learned because my thing was you might have more raw talent than me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just raw, talent, whoever it was, right? But you're not gonna be able to you're not gonna out research me. You're not gonna thank me, and you ain't gonna out hustle me, man. So I'm gonna win just on that alone.
Yes.
And so that's kind of how I got in the game. And then so I had a label. It was called Liquid Entertainment.
Okay.
We connected and we paired up with Dixon Records. And so we was rolling tough. We was all kind of the same thing.
They say the same thing.
Yeah, some years later, those the homies. We put out an album probably a little later, and I'm skipping over, just kind of skipping through it, but put out an album called The Other Side of the Game. Mm-hmm. Right, me, us, Dixon Records, we'd be out.
Dixon not a Dixon Circle?
Yeah, Dixon Circle, yeah.
So we was all the same thing.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So, nice. So that. And then one day, I thought, right? I thought to myself, I said, hey, you know what? I said, what are the chances? What, all the things that need to come together for one of these artists to get through. There's a lot of stuff that has to come together, right? For an artist to get through and an artist to become, to get on, as it were, right?
Yes.
And so I said, but look here, man. I said, look, how many, I was thinking, man, there's thousands of rap albums that come out every year, right? And I said, out of those albums, hell, that's when people were putting 15 or more songs on an album.
Yeah.
So I just did the math. Like, okay, you got, just say 1,000 albums, right?
Yeah. 15
songs per album.
Yes.
That means you got rappers out there that need 15,000 beats a year. I said, I know I can get 2 or 3, get my foot in there with 2 or 3. So I said, man, I'm going to concentrate on production. And then I'm going to pull everything else through the door off of production.
That was smart.
So smart way to look at it. And like I said, there's a journey began. And then, I don't know. I mean, you want me to tell the whole story how I got to the rap a lot thing and out the Dougie?
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna lead you there.
Right on.
Did you believe? Probably not. But what was your thoughts at the completion of my Dougie?
Shit. All right.
Another song. You wasn't expecting for it to do what it did.
No. Now, when we were in the studio doing it, Lil Spain. It was me. Rude Boy, Lil Will, and Lil Spain, right? And I said, "This is the Dougie." They ran it down to me because I wasn't in the clubs like they were.
Yeah,
they were in the club every night or whenever. They were youngsters.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they were in there, man. They were in there like all the time, right? And so Spain, he hit the day he was hitting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I look. And they, it's on the end, Dougie Fresh, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But I didn't, because I wasn't.
You weren't going every week.
And I wasn't, I wasn't, I wasn't,
No dances.
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really, so I didn't get it all the way. But okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you when I got it. And so I didn't really think anything of it. About I want to say about 3 weeks later, right? Rude Boy called me and was like, "Hey man, we can do this song, man. This idea of Busted Wide Open."
Yes.
And see, Busted Wide Open is a part of that Busted Wide Open. When I tell her bring it back. That's a part from the Duck.
Yes.
Okay, so he said that we want to build something around this Bust it wide open, and I tell her bring it back, right?
Yeah.
And I said, you know, all right, we put the track together. He was like, man, yeah, that's it, right? You know, and so, you know, I ain't think nothing of that. That's about 3 weeks later. So these songs, I made these songs 3 weeks apart.
Oh wow.
One day, you know, me and the homies, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? The rude boy called me, like, hit me, hey man, y'all come out to the club, club tonight, man, so you can see what's you can
Reaction.
see what's really happening in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay, man. I'm gonna tell the homies, yeah, man, come out to the club. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, rude boy a rude boy knew the fuck he was talking about, right? We go out there. It was the club. I think it was Rockefellers. I want to say across 635 from Valley View, right?
Rockefellers.
Man, we fall up in the motherfucking club, wall to wall.
Yeah.
He like, just wait. He's like, just wait. They run the Dougie, and the club go up. The whole goddamn club, they walking around. Everybody Dougie. They Dougie, and I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? They run it back to back. But this is the thing, though. And I'm talking about, man, they were in there, man. Everybody was in there. They were going, right? When they were playing the Dougie. Man, they run the Busted Wide Open. Man, that fucking the roof came off that motherfucker. They ran that thing back 3 times.
Let me tell you something, bro. Indeed. I was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
For the verses.
Yeah.
We left the verses and went with Titty Boy. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
2 Chainz.
Okay. Yeah.
To his restaurant and his club area, you know.
Yeah.
They played that song in there. And it went up again.
Oh, yeah.
It went up again, bro.
Yeah.
They love Lil Will out there, bro. Man, they love that song.
That shit is man,
classic.
Man, look here. I was
it's a big E beat.
Further on when I went to Houston, right? When I moved down to Houston and, began to working with Rap A Lot, Red and Jaye and them and Bun, that whole the Rap A Lot thing, right? Man, I was in the club because I'm gonna tell you another song that I did before I left Dallas.
Which one?
Right? Was a song for Lil O. Called Bet You Can't Do It.
Lil O.
You did a Bet You Can't Do It?
I produced that too.
Wow.
So what the reason why you don't hear some Big E beat on the front of it, it says Big E on the beat. On front of that. So that was in the time when I was saying, let me see if I can, let me figure out which tag I'm gonna go with, right?
Yes.
And so I done a song for Rashida.
Ooh.
And Rashida, and I told Rashida, to do the drop, right? She was like, she was saying Big E on the beat. So that's the tag that I used on the front of that. Bet You Can't Do It. I go in the club, right? Down there, we in the club, man. They run the Dougie.
Yes.
They run Busted Open.
Yes.
And Bet You Can't Do It back to back, man. The club, man, the roof flying off that motherfucker.
I bet.
When I checked in, when I went down to Houston, when I moved down to Houston, Dougie, Busted Wide Open, and Bet You Can't Do It were 1, 2, and 4 on the radio.
Oh wow.
All at the same time.
At 97.9 the box.
Yeah, all of them.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So 2006.
06. Okay.
Pimp C just gets out of jail.
Right on.
Right? He got out in 95, December 95. This is 2006. He decides to come kick it with Bobo at KNON.
Okay.
He did that first interview, one of those classic interviews.
Yeah.
Then he said, Bobo, I got to go to the studio tonight. You can come. I said, oh, man, I've been at work all day.
Yeah.
And I just left, and I'm tired, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you. I've seen famous pictures from that night. You and Gator.
Yeah.
That's the studio he went to. If I'd have known he was going to be with y'all.
That was 07.
Was that 07?
Yeah, it was 07.
Okay,
it was like September or October 07.
Okay. So give me straight.
Yeah, because a few months later he passed. Yeah. I got a whole story about that.
Come on, talk to me.
So, so that was when we made that song Since the 90s.
Talk about Since the 90s, bro.
So it was a song Gator was doing with Pimp. Gator like, man, Pimp through the studio because Pimp was doing a show out here somewhere out in Arlington. I think maybe, I don't know the club, but he was doing the show. He had a show that night, right? And so he came through the studio before that or whatever, and we laid it down. You know what I mean? Gator hadn't even dropped a verse on the song. Pimp, we chopped it up, and I let Pimp, hear some other tracks, right?
Was that your first time meeting Jaye?
Yeah, that was the first time I met him, right? First and only time, man.
Oh, wow.
So I tell Pimp, I'll tell you how wild this stuff is, man. I tell Pimp, let him hear a couple of things, and I say, hey, man, I got some more stuff in the pot. He said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, Big E, you a motherfucker on that Pro Tools. So you feel me? I'm like, yeah, like right on. Man, there's video footage out there somewhere that I don't know where it is, of the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'd like to see it.
I don't know where it is, but I know that because it's people recorded it. You know what I mean? And so the whole session. And so I told Pimp, I said, look, I said, I'm gonna be down in we exchanged numbers, all that. Told him I was gonna be down in Houston, in about, a couple of weeks, a few weeks or whatever, later. He was like, man, hit me up, we're gonna get it in.
Already.
Right? Get down to Houston, dealing with whatever we had to deal with, hit Pimp up, right? But it started raining. Like Rena be raining in Houston.
All the time.
Raining
Every day.
hard, right?
Every day.
And so Pimp was like, yeah, we out in Port Arthur. They were out in Port Arthur. Be like, we out in Port Arthur. Come on, come on with it. Where I be said it, right? Come on with it.
Just an hour and a half away.
Yeah, yeah. And so I'm like, man, it's raining heavy, man. I'm talking about where you can't even see, right?
Sideways.
And I said, man, man, we gonna let's man. I said, man, this rain, man, we gonna have to catch you on the rebound, man. We gonna catch you on the next time around, man. This rain came, yeah, man. Let me know, whatever, right?
Already.
Hey.
Next time you heard it was gone. Huh?
It was gone, man.
So you didn't make it to the concert. Were you living in Houston at that time?
No,
I
was still in Dallas. I didn't move to Houston until fall of September of 2008. No, October of 2008.
Gotcha.
And this was a year prior. So this was in 2007.
So you didn't make it to the concert at Club Blue?
Nah.
Oh, Thanksgiving night.
Nah.
Right before he passed.
Nah, I didn't.
Was that about 10 days before he passed?
Yeah, that's the last time I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Pictures, man. We was at the studio when he was at the studio.
Oh yeah,
man, and that was I want to say it was September. It was either late September, early October of 2007.
How was that experience? I mean, just meeting Pimp.
Oh man, come on, man. He's a dude, a legend, man. He had a son with him.
Oh, Lil Corey, or was it older son? It was the young one, wasn't it?
It was okay. So this was 2007, and this was this was the one that looked just like him.
Oh, okay. Chad was with him,
but he was young though back then. He was he kind of chubby back then.
Oh, that's Chad. Yeah, that's Chad.
Yeah. He had him with him. You know, it was just Pimp, him, and a big old bodyguard cat.
Yeah, JT, I believe was his name.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that was just them three, and man. I mean, he was a legend, man. It always has been, ever since, man, I've been a fan of UGK, you got to think, man, since the Wet n Wild days.
Well, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, hey, man, this dude was a legend, man. You know what I mean? And so, for me, it was an honor to work with the dude. You know what I'm saying?
Already. So,
that's how I held it, like, and I said, man, I can't wait to, have this, for him to rap over some of my stuff, man. I ended up, man, look, man, I had fire ready for Pimp, man.
I bet you did.
And so, but once I found out, because I remember hearing the news. I can't remember where I heard it. Maybe I saw it on the internet or something, right? Mm-hmm. I can't remember. But the first person I called was ESG. Because me and ESG was cool. And I said, man, tell me somebody lying, bro.
Mm.
He said, nah.
Nah, they ain't lying, bro. It was real deal Holyfield back then, bro.
Yeah, so, it was like.
Did you feel that shift in the music industry when he passed?
Not immediately.
I did.
But, because.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, okay.
I knew it was coming because I knew the power he had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From being with him from so young to watching him construct those beats.
Yeah.
To what he had gotten to, the legendary, I ain't gonna say it's legendary, but everybody knew about him going to the pen. You know why he went to the pen. And, and he was just on top of his game at that time, bro.
Yeah.
The sky was the limit.
Yeah, man, it was, and I couldn't really, because, like I said, it was always a dream, man, you know what I'm saying, to work with, Pimp and Bun, UGK, right?
Yes.
But, once a brother passed, man, my mind wasn't really on that, because his brother got children,
Family,
man.
right. Yeah.
And so, the music is, even though we know him
secondary,
but that's man,
that's somebody's
brother,
husband,
man.
that's somebody's son,
that
was somebody's dad.
Yeah. So
it was real.
man, it was just a sad day, man. Well, sad, not just a sad day, a sad time, man.
Sad time. That was a bad era.
Yeah, and so, man, I didn't even really, man, I forgot all about the song. Because it was never, because Gator had never dropped a verse on it. Even though they was supposed to do it, but it just kind of, it was kind of sitting there until I got to Houston.
So let's talk about let's talk about the Trilogy album, 5 Mics in the Source magazine.
Yeah,
you were a part of a historical album. You, Steve B+Lo.
Yeah.
Ooh, shout out Steve B+Lo.
DJ Beto, shout out. Was Avery? I don't know who else did tracks, but y'all were the main 3.
Premier did tracks on there.
But y'all were the main 3 though.
Yeah. B+Lo carried that album on his back, man.
He did, bro.
Steve B+Lo, he did the bulk of the work on that album. He did the heavy lifting, man.
We remember. We remember. You don't want to know the backstory on that.
We'd have talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
B+Lo, my partner, man.
Oh yeah, that's my brother too. I mean, come on,
good dude.
Love
man.
him.
100.
Yes, always solid, ain't he?
As solid as a rock.
I never had issues.
Nah, never.
So talk about. I mean, that experience was magical.
Yeah,
I came down there 2 or 3 days for a couple of recording sessions.
Yeah, I remember that's when I think I met you.
At that recording session down there?
Yeah.
No, you met me at the elbows out the window.
Met him at the elbow.
No, I'm gonna say met you, but we kind of like and really talked to you.
Yes.
During that period of time.
At that studio.
Yeah.
And what was it, 73? What was the name of that studio?
Takeover.
Man.
Yeah, wasn't no more 7-3, whatever.
I know, but that was used to be the name of it.
Yeah, a lot of things used to be.
I know it. You feel me? It got took over.
A lot of things used to be that don't need to be.
It got taken over.
That part. You feel me?
I feel you, man. Yeah. Everybody don't know the story of that. Don't need to know. Exactly. Yeah. We ain't even gonna talk about it no more. Anyway, Trilogy.
Yeah.
What an album. Classic album. I can still put it in to this day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, Steve B+Lo, they really should have dropped that song.
Which one?
The song that had I hate that I can't think of the name of it, but UGK and Tupac.
Oh yeah.
That was another international players anthem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
All they had to do was put some legs on it.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of did something to B+Lo heart that album, that wasn't one. Because if you remember correctly, every publication that talked about that album was talking about it was a classic.
Oh yeah. No
and every publication that talked about that album being a classic highlighted that particular song.
Yeah.
And I thought, surely they're going to make a video to that. It's hard.
Yeah.
But they could do something.
Yeah.
That was my thoughts. And I felt that kind of shot B+Lo in his heart, that didn't transpire, like he wanted it to. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think that
that was a big.
I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this. When they were like, "This is what we working on," right?
Yes.
B+Lo, I said, man, I was listening. I was in the studio, man. I'm listening. So this, I'll tell you exactly when I met B-Lo. Now, I know when I met you, man.
When's that?
It wasn't in Houston. I mean, not met you, but when we, doing that album. It was at the what's the studio out there off of in Carrollton? It's a school too.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. That big old Metro Media.
Metro Media. Is that what it is? Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, uh-huh.
It was there. It was what was happening was B-Lo was redoing the song with the boy from DC.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about.
Singing the hook. Rashad.
Oh yes. He did that song and the song with that Snoop them was on.
Yeah, but he was in there redoing that beat because I remember and you were in there.
Yes,
and that's when you know what I'm saying. That's when we really got a rap.
I read it
right then, and so I remember. Man, I'm hearing all this shit that B-Lo's doing for the album,
yes.
Right? And I'm like, man, god damn,
yes,
I gotta come. I was like, I gotta come behind that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, man, this dude is creating musical landscapes, man, and I heard that so. But it was actually B-Lo. So I'm hearing all this. B-Lo, man, is just incredible shit, right? So one day I had to, I'm letting Bun hear some tracks, right?
Yeah.
Man, hey man, I had beat block, man. I was just jammed up, man. I couldn't do nothing, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, this. So me and B-Lo sitting in the takeover. This is in Houston, right? And I said, man, let me run this shit by you, man. Tell me what you think, because I know you've been working with Pimp and Bun, the saying for a minute. You know what I mean? So I ran the stuff. The song that became Speakeasy.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I originally did that beat for Tum Tum.
Ooh.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I told Tom, I said, man, this is a hit, man. But, I don't know, he may have not heard it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I had that beat. So I just threw that beat in the mix because, it was some down south bluesy stuff. Mm-hmm. I threw it in the mix, right? I let B-Lo hear it. This is before Bun got the studio. B-Lo was like, that's the one. Mm-hmm. That's the one he's going to pick right there. Yes. I said, that one? Yeah. I said, nah, man. Bun heard that.
And that was the one.
Went in the boot.
Yeah, immediately.
You feel me?
Immediately.
And then, that's how that came to be.
Yeah,
and
that
then
B-Lo, he know it.
Put a Twister on there and Cedric the Entertainer.
Yes.
Doing the hook. What I said, what I told him, what I was telling, what I was advocating for was that either Jill Scott or Erykah Badu sang a bluesy, a bluesy juke joint kind of hook on there. That's what I, that's what I, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So that would have been super nice.
Yeah, it would have been a classic.
You said the right word.
Yeah, so so that's the thing because we were channeling the way I did the guitars and the way we did the
it sounded bluesy.
The Muddy Waters from Cadillac Records. You know that and so that's what that. So yeah, it was. That's why it's called Speakeasy. Bun called it Speakeasy because that's what he heard.
Well, it was a club in PA called it Speakeasy.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Where the folks used to go, listen to the blues and all that kind of stuff. That's what he was saying.
That was the Wrong Folks Club.
Yeah, so that's how that record came to be. But yeah, it was originally supposed to be a singing hook on that song.
Wow.
And so
that album turned out marvelous.
Yeah, man, that was the first time, and so I worked with Bun on every album since then, except of course for the albums that he's done, like with Static Selector and Corey Mo.
Yeah.
But every other album that Bun has done, I worked on all those albums ever since then.
So let's talk about
quite
Gator.
the catalog.
Oh man, that's my boy, my partner.
Gator, man. He switched his name.
What?
You don't know he got a new name?
Oh, nah, man. I talked to Gator a couple months ago. I need to call Gator. What?
Oh man, he Kitchen Ken now.
Oh, where is he?
Yeah, him and DJ Beto is doing a
he told me he was working with Beto. He told me that last time I talked to him.
Yeah, he got an album with Beto and he switched his name to Kitchen Ken.
Oh, where is it?
Yes, and they have a whole project ready to go, and I'm ready to. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I turned Gator on the J now.
Oh yeah, I know. Come on, you know I know.
Yeah,
You can do that. You gotta pop your shit.
Nah, Gator's the homie. Gator's is, you know,
and he rapped his ass off.
Hell of a rapper, man, and always, you know, 100. And I told Gator, I said, man, hey, look. I said, as soon as I get my foot in somewhere, man, hey, man, as soon as I get an opportunity, first opportunity I get to pull you into something, man, I'm pulling you. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I did. I go, this is not the first time I met Jay, but it's the first time we sat down and talked.
Yes.
And this was in the studio, man. He had just gotten to Takeover Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was so new that there was just one set of keys to the thing, right? They had even made copies of the keys for, you know, everybody who needed keys, right? And so we sitting there, man. Jay asked me, he said, "Hey, Big E, man." He said, "Man, who was the coldest rapper out of Dallas?" I said, "Gator Man."
Right off the rip.
He said, "Man," he said, "Gator Man." I said, "Yeah, I had Gator stuff in my back pocket. You know, I came prepared. You get what I'm saying?" So here, they popped the CD in. Jay listening to it. Jay doing just like this. Jay look at me, man. Jay say, "Gator Man." Yeah. Gator Man. I get a call, man. You know, Jay be up all the you know, the wee hours of the morning. You know, Jay be moving around, right?
Yeah.
Get a call about 3 a.m. I got Jay on the line. Jay get on the line. Biggie, where's Gator Man? You know what I'm saying? I said, man, you know, he at the crib doing, man, look. I said, you know, he said, man, we need to get Gator Man down here as soon as possible. So I called Gator. I said, hey, man, Jay want to meet you. You know what I'm saying?
What Gator say?
He said, when? You know, we put it together. Now I tell Gator too, around this time, and I might have the timeline a little off, you know, because it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so around that same period of time, I tell Gator, I said, look here, man, because Red, you know,
shout out Red.
Told me, shout out Azil Jennings, man. Red Boy International. Red.
Real one.
Right, for real. You get what I'm saying? And so he said, hey, man, you know, we working on this Naked Soul of Sweet Jones. The posthumous Pimp, the first posthumous Pimp C album, right?
Yes.
And so we're working on some songs, you know. I tell Red, I said, man, you know, Gator got a Pimp C song, right? That ain't nobody ever heard before, right? Yeah.
Everybody ears were everybody intelligence went up.
Oh yeah.
Right?
It's like, oh yeah.
Because you know why? They were searching for them Pimp C verses.
Yeah. And so yeah, I told him, he said, yeah. And I said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, first, before I put it on the table, I talked to Gator.
Yes.
Before I even, you know, put it out there, I said, hey, Gator, look. I said, man, I'm going to tell you now, man, ain't no Pimp C verses getting cleared. You will never get that verse cleared ever, never, ever, never, ever, right? It ain't going to happen. And so I said, they got a Pimp C album that they working on, man. And probably, you know what I'm saying, I think, man, got to move to get that put on the album, and you and Pimp on that song together, man, on that album, go ahead. I think that'd be the best move. But I said, it's whatever you want to do.
What'd he say?
Gator said, let's do it.
Already.
So then I brought it to Red, brought it to Jay.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? They heard it. This and that and this, right? Gator came down there because they you know, they ain't heard Gator's music, right? And I, you know, said, so we go to the compound, having a meet, man. Jay told Gator, Jay said, he said, look here, man. He said, man, you put you put that shit on here, man. And you know, he may not have said that shit, but you know, something to that effect, right? He said, we're gonna pour gasoline on that fire and blow you up, man. Gator came back with that verse.
Yeah.
He put on Since the 90s. Jay heard that shit, Jay like, yeah. I was Red like, yeah. Everybody in there, we sitting in the conference room at the compound, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I tell Red, I said, man, Red, you know, Red sitting next to me, right? I tell Red, I said, man, you know I ain't really through with the beat yet. You know, I ain't finished it. He said, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Leave it like that.
You know what I mean?
Well enough alone.
And then, you know, so there it was, man, since the 90s. You know, Jaye and them was like, man, shit, who else you hear on this song? Because there's just 2 verses on there. It was Pimp. And the actual, you still trying to get it since the 90s, I've been rich, pussy.
Hey.
Yeah.
That part, that was part of his verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That we cut that off of the verse and made it the hook. You get what I'm saying? And then, and then Gator laid the other part of the hook. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they said, man, well, you know, who else you hear on the song? I said, well, shit. He said, well, you know, the Pimp say, gangsta party like E40, bring the yellow tape. Hey, man, put E40 on there. Instead of E40, put E40 on it.
And the rest is history.
He's still trying to get it since the 90s. I've been rich. There you go. And then,
Classic.
So I did that on the Naked Soul. I did that song. And then I did a song, me and Mike Dean did Made For.
Ooh. That's what your pussy's made for.
Yeah, him and Pimp, him and Too Short. Yeah, I did me and Mike Dean.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's me and Mike Dean.
That's what him is Too Short.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's one of my
So
favorites.
Mike Dean, like all the drums,
Genius.
all the drops. I did all that. Mike Dean, you know, with the guitar work.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And yeah. So
Big E.
That's what we did.
Man.
Big E.
Yeah.
Since we started this podcast, this platform, it's been about 5 people when you say, baby, that the stories are just too amazing
Yes.
to capture in one episode.
Yeah.
You have joined that club, bro.
Okay.
I mean, can I book you right now for part 2? Can I get you to come out? We have to.
Come on, man. You ain't
I know, but I got to get it on camera. We got to get it recorded. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
we gotta
brother.
Yes, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
brother Bobo.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Because it's so much that we need to talk about. You got your discography of song, your track listing is.
We ain't even got to the zero stories yet.
No. No.
Yeah.
Before we go there, my wife has got a special question that she asks most artists
All right, go ahead.
or producers.
Yes, I do. Man, it's gonna be hard for you.
Okay.
Of your, well, maybe not. Of your music, your discography, what are your top 3 songs?
Yeah, that's Stomp a Mile right there.
We'll wait.
I'm going to tell you which one really stomp them, that last one.
Hold on, let me see here. Okay. I would say, you know, I would say, you talking about stuff that's been released?
It don't have to have been released.
Oh, you just played me some stuff that you might pick one of those songs.
Yeah, that song that Bun
Preacher?
No, Preacher Man is a classic, but you know that. But the song he did for the sister, did for Queenie, man.
Oh yes, shout out Queenie.
Beautiful, yeah, because you know that song, man. You know, but I've never heard a song like that from Bun.
No. I like that song.
No,
too.
he never had. I mean, he never had no muse.
And
Queenie is his muse.
Yeah, and so and how that song came together. You know, Bun, I made the song, right? You know what I'm saying? The song was inspired by a sister that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, at the time. And, you know, beautiful.
Yes.
You know, black women, you beautiful.
Say that again.
Right? And so that was the inspiration that I just say in general, you know, to saying the black woman was the inspiration for that beat. And that's what it sounded like to me. Right? Mm-hmm. And so I named the song Beautiful. I named the beat Beautiful. We go into the studio and I gave Bun the beat. He saw the title. And I said, Bun, we just talking. And I said, man, you know what, man? I said, man, you and the sister have been through a lot, man, and you and the sister going strong. Still going strong, man. I said, man, you out here really, I said, man, it's a representation of black love, man.
Exactly.
And I said, man, enshrine that, man, in the song.
That's beautiful.
Make a song about the
A
sister.
real producer would do something like that.
Yeah, Bun went in there, and that's what he came out of the booth with. Beautiful.
Love it.
Bun is a lyrical genius.
No, Bun is. So I would say that. I would say a song I did for Zero called Three-Way Relationship.
Uh-oh.
And I have to say since the 90s, man,
Since the 90s.
with Pimp C.
Ooh.
Because that was that song has a special significance, man, because that was the first and last time I would get to work with Pimp, and it was so close to his untimely passing.
Yeah,
man,
I feel you on that.
Those songs like that music like that is stuck in time, man.
Yeah.
It'll never be recreated.
Yeah.
So I say that those three.
That's beautiful.
That's a good list, bro.
Yeah.
Strong list.
Didn't take you as long as I thought it would.
Yeah.
You got some shout outs?
Yeah, man. I shout out, to my father.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out, to all the homies, that have stayed down through this process. Shout out to Bun. Shout out to Red.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Prince.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? Because because working with those brothers, man, and working with Rap a lot, they changed my life and enshrined me in the pantheon of hip hop.
Come on now.
Amen.
And so I owe that to those brothers. You know what I'm saying? And and that's not something I take lightly. Shout out to my business partner Ken.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Rap a lot Ken. I call it Rap a lot Ken. That's my business partner.
Shout out Ken.
100 from day one.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And everybody else over there rap a lot. And shout out, man, to my woman, man.
Already.
Because she inspires me, man, and as all black women, good sisters inspire good brothers, man. And so I shout out to the sister, man, because you know what I'm saying? She makes it, she makes me want to do it.
Already, man. We need that.
And I shout out to you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
And, Steve B-Lo.
Yes.
Man, the list is long, man.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, and because man, you are a legend, brother.
Don't say that. But
You
thank
are.
you.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, because I remember your name ringing before I even thought about doing music. You get what I'm saying? Bobo Luciano. I remember the album you came out with.
Hey.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? And so, and just to, it's a testament to who you are, man, putting together a platform like this that's representing, you know what I'm saying, this Dallas music scene.
I didn't do it by
and
myself.
the history of it and the system. Like I said, hey man, you look at every good brother.
I gotta have her.
You gonna see a good sister. You get what I'm saying? And then so
If you're lucky.
yeah.
Yes.
But it's a little more than luck. It's an intentional thing.
That's right.
It is.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
Because,
right.
because luck ain't gonna get you through the peaks and valleys.
Say
you know?
that. Say that.
What you say, the
Say
ebbs
that.
and
You
the
gonna
flows.
have to want to do it. You feel me?
Say
Yeah. Come on now.
And
That's
you're gonna
a
have to
fact.
have the tools to do it with. You
That's
know
right.
what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So
That's real.
That's
yeah,
a
but
fact.
everybody who was and whoever I didn't mention, charge it to my mind, not my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do it by myself, and I couldn't have done it by myself.
That's real, man.
what's up.
Real humble. Say, man, I'm talking to a real humble dude, man. I'm when I say legend, when I say this gentleman, have you read my Blue Star yet?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we already did that. We did that at the beginning.
Just making sure.
Yeah. That's real.
Hey.
That's real,
Oh, he
man.
done remixed it.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
Legendary brother, When I say I'm gonna put him in top 5 producers in Dallas history, I mean that. I'm co-signing that. You know, I'm always gonna put Snake up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn, of course.
But you, Snake, them the only 2 I'm gonna mention right now.
B-Lo.
Yeah, B+Lo. Yeah, for sure.
got to
Put
Yeah,
Steve
Steve
B-Lo
B+Lo.
up in here.
You know, playing skills. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the real. You know, but Biggie Beat, I'm gonna tell you, is a legendary name in the hip hop world. And brother, thank you for coming because you are a super tight guest.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight. Yeah, I get that all up from Big Bobo. From the front seat, not no photos.